Good morning, lovely sisters. I hope you're all okay. I'm kind of vibing really high at the moment. I'm so full of smiles and joy. I had kind of like not a difficult, but there was a bit of fractious energy going on in my household between my children, and I was trying to work and stuff, and it just weren't happening, and I was getting frustrated. So I've just been singing with the rain, as you do, and it's really lifted my spirit. So I'll try and rein it in a little bit for the guidance. But I'm just kind of full of love and joy at the moment. So I'll send some of that love and joy out. Send it all out to you all. So the guidance that came through, I've got a few things that I wrote down yesterday because my guides came rushing through and they told me that this week is going to be very much about relationships in our life as a teacher and them coming into focus to bring our attention to the things that we need to work through, that we need to heal, that we need to release so that we can grow. Which is something that comes up a lot. Relationships are, I feel like, the biggest teacher, They show us so much. So the kind of things that are coming up is those kind of mirror relationships. I like to think of them as. So people in your life who mirror something back to you. And this, I feel, is going to arise through kind of like those kind of grinding irritations, those kind of conflicts, those sudden emotions, and you don't know where they've come from. This can be over all sorts of like tiny little things. I'm just trying to think of when I've had it come up before. In the past, I've had it with people in my life who I'm completely fine with, and something really little will irritate me and grind at me. Like, I don't know, maybe somebody not texting back straight away. That's quite a common one. And even though you know that that person's got loads of stuff going on in their life, and you know that they're busy, and you know they're probably juggling a lot of things, you get that kind of, or I've had that kind of grinding little irritation where I'm like, why are they not texting me back straight away? Even though you've got understanding and comprehension. So it's those kind of feelings, when that kind of rises up, just kind of go, oh, what's this about? What's this showing me? What do I need to work through? What is this drawing my attention to? And in the past, that's been with me stuff to do with attachment that I've needed to work through and heal. And it's usually kind of taking me to look back at things from childhood, taking me to then look at patterns within other relationships in my life, and then always bringing it back to self. It always comes back to self. That mirror, drawing your attention back to yourself so you can find what area you need to give love and attention to you. What is it within you that's lacking something that you can give back to yourself? And by working through those things, that's how we kind of let go of those old patterns, let go of those old behaviors, and move forward into something new. So I actually just had to pause that video in the perfect expression of a lesson arising through a relationship. And it was through the relationship that I have with my children, which, they teach me so much. My daughter is so much wiser than me. She truly is. So what happened was the noise was rising, the frantic energy was rising. I had to pause the video to go and speak to them and ask them to be quiet. And that kind of fractious energy, as it sometimes does, kind of clash between me and my daughter, and we ended up shouting at each other. Which, it happens. We can both be very emotional and good at expressing that with each other. So yeah, we had a little bit of a, rising, heated argument. And for me, it was because I was getting frustrated. I'm kind of getting frustrated in this lockdown situation. So many things that I want to be doing. You know, before lockdown started, I'd written half a book and I was starting my business up, and I'm constantly having ideas coming in for things that I want to do, and I'm not able to do them. I'm kind of stuck in this big pause, um, like we all are. And this was this kind of like rising frustration, which erupted in this clash that we just had. And then, in her beautiful, magical childhood wisdom, she went very quiet, as did I, and we sat in silence for a little moment. And then she went to the cupboard and she started getting out some rocks and some paint, and she didn't say anything to me. She just put them in front of me and some in front of her. And she sat down next to me and we painted some rocks together. So that's what we did in silence. And in that, I was able to go through the steps, which I was then going to talk to you about, which is calling our attention to something, bringing in that awareness through those rising conflicts, through those rising irritations, through those rising things in relationship. And once you bring your awareness to something, then you are able to change your perspective, to look at that perspective, reassess it, and change it. And then comes in the work. Once you've got that change in perspective, it's the work to kind of bring that into being. So that's what I was able to do in that moment of reflection. And my lesson, which keeps arising through relationships constantly at the moment, is the same thing: to surrender and to just be. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm surrendering. I'm surrendering to where I am in this moment. You know, I can't be a workaholic, which I have been in the past. I can't be constantly doing that all the time. I need to attend to all of our needs and bringing it back to myself and looking at my own needs as well. So I will just show you these rocks actually that we've just painted. Is that okay, Summer? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is the first one that Summer did. You see that? It's beautiful. It's got loads of ladybirds on it. It's gorgeous. And some love hearts in the centre. And the word love. Love. That beautiful, beautiful love. That's what we need, isn't it? That's what we need within ourselves. And then she's done this gorgeous one as well of a love heart with some flowers. Again, bringing that love back to ourselves, bringing that compassion. And then she did this one of me with green fuzzy hair because she was pretty annoyed with me. So she said she was going to make me all green and fuzzy, which is, you know, that's probably exactly what I look like in my anger. And then mine that I did, this continued lesson, you can't see it because it's back to front. Just be, that's what it says. Just be, just allow yourself to be. That's what I need to do. So yes, rising relationships, rising conflicts, these are going to be the things that are coming up and coming through this week to bring our attention to in lesson. And what a wonderful, perfect example my gorgeous, wise daughter who sat with me has just brought forward to me. I also pulled a card as well before all of this, and just to give us a bit of extra help, and we got this one. A whale of a time. A whale of a time, if you can see those beautiful colours. I'll put a picture up because it's not very clear on film. And this is all about kind of within the hero's journey, being within, just drop my papers, the belly of the whale. You know, like the story, I think it was Jonah and the whale. And being within that kind of dark place, that place of feeling lost, that place of having a moment of hopelessness. And it's through that place that the light shines through. It's through that place that all the gifts within you are illuminated. That's where you find your biggest strengths. And that's where you grow. That's where you grow and you burst forward into all this light. So again, it's growth, it's transition, and it's working through those times. It's working through those times that are rising up in our world at the moment. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. There's so many, you can't really see on this picture because they're so tiny, but there's so many angels, there's so many guides in this card. You know, your guides are all around you, they're helping you, they're supporting you. In those moments where you feel like you're in the belly of the whale, you know, they're there, they're helping you face it, and they're bringing you forward to the light in that beautiful transition, in that beautiful growth. So that can help us through these rising lessons that are going to be surfacing in all the many relationships within our lives. So I hope that has been helpful. I am going to go now. I am going to just be and breathe and just be. And then we'll see what flows through. So many blessings to all of you on this gorgeous morning.